Page 6, Flamenco Fever. 3/4 time, no sharps or flats. It's either in C major or A minor. Well, let's look it over. You're starting out there. At the end, we're here. That's A minor, so I'm guessing it's A minor. Make sure you can do the scales, C major and A minor. 2 octaves up and down at least. It's the beginner and intermediate level part of my videos I cover on those scales. Go do all that stuff. On this, it's chords, and the left hand crosses over to get that one, and then F. The right hand stays where it is at least. Now the right hand moves. I spoke too soon, didn't I? Thumb here. If you don't want your hand up here, then you have to do that. I leave that up to you and the size of your hands. 5 on each of these, that side, and then here, and then measure 12, 8 VA under that E, you're down here. You have a short keyboard, you just play the lowest E you have, it's close enough. And then go on. Oh, triplets, you love them. 1 and a 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 1 and a 2. So measure 12, 13, 1 and 2. I don't see anything tricky about this. I think you can get it. Let's go down to the bottom. Let's start with measure 35. You're here. Thumb again, here or here, and then here. And that last note is an A here, but it has an 8 VA under it. So it's actually on an 88 key piano. It's the bottom note on the piano. Assuming it works, assuming you have one. Otherwise, you play this other A. It's close enough. And the right hand's just tied all the way through that. Okay, let's put in the articulation. Staccatos and accents, just wrist staccato. And then here, that's really the articulation pretty much throughout. The dynamics, this is a happy party piece, so it starts loud, both hands. Then you're staying loud until measure 13, where you're loud. And measure 13, come down to sort of soft, not soft, just sort of soft. So you're loud on measure 11. Now come down to sort of soft. Crescendo up to sort of loud. Not a lot of difference there. Take your time. There. Don't get sort of loud till there. It's not loud. It's just sort of loud. It's not as loud as you were at the beginning. And you're staying sort of loud. And measure 26. Now you're going to go up to loud. You're staying loud until measure 36. Now you go up to very loud. Now when you get very loud, wrist doesn't work real well. Although you're down low, you might do it. You may have to use a little arm on that, but don't use a stiff wrist. Let the wrist collapse a little bit, and don't bang it. It's just try and make it musical. And here. I would still like to hear this all the time I'm playing this. But it's not going to work out very well on this particular piece. So just go ahead and play the left hand very loud. You're going to drown that out. That's all right. I think that's the effect he wanted. At least that's what's written. Speed-wise, well, this moves about where I was going, I think. spoke spoken much about interpretations in this book yet. So throw a little thing in here and there. The dynamics and the articulation in here has a lot to interpretation. They're sort of telling you a starting point of interpreting it. They're kind of helping you out a little bit. That's great. That's wonderful. But we can go further than that. You got to get to know it. You got to get past the mechanics of the notes and the rhythms and moving your hands around and all that. Then you start feeling the dynamics and you start feeling the music. Well, one of the things we want to feel, probably the first thing we want to feel, it would be the natural accents. Every piece has natural accents pretty much. There's always exceptions. Don't bug me with exceptions. In 3/4, well, in any time signature, the first beat of the measure is the strongest, and then it has others depending on what it is and what the situation is. Here we just want to hear that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We want to feel this 1, 2, 3, 1. Don't force it. Feel it, and it'll come through in the music. So that's an accent. Because that's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So don't force these accents, feel them. But that's part of interpreting music. And whether I say it or not, add that to your collection of things to do to interpret music and experiment with that, because they really are important. I just don't push them very much. Now there's a little bit of pedal on measures 11 and 12 when they got this, and you can push the pedal down with the notes here if you want here. So you hear measure 10 is here. You just push the pedal down. I'd have a habit of pushing it down right after. And then lift it up right after you play the notes in the next measure. You could lift it up a bit before and have a little bit of silence if you wanted. That's interpreting, and I'll leave that up to you whether you have a little silence there or not. And I'm talking silence between measures 12 and 13 because you're ending one phrase, one sentence, and starting another one. And in fact, you're soft, sort of soft here. It's a nice contrast. Then at the end, you're very loud here, and then keep it down throughout the whole thing and lift it up with the hands after 3 counts. Again, please don't copy me, but I can give you an idea of what I might play it like. If I played it another time, I'd play a little different, because I'm always experimenting with interpretations and things. It's part of the fun of it. There is on measure 33 or so, poco al poco accelerando. Poco al poco means little by little, and accelerando, excel for short, means gradually speed up. So you're going to gradually speed it up. You're already going fast, but just start a little faster. These eighth notes have to be even now. Don't go so fast. Don't where you're there. So you have a speed limit on how fast you can go. So you don't have to speed up a lot, but yeah, speed up a little if you can.